in prison and a 5-0 start on the comeback side of things. He is very interested about his competition and very interested about the quality of it at this point, saying, quote, sometimes you have to put your cards on the table. Tony, we'll put them on for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the former #1 junior middleweight contender in the world, Tony Ayala.
I'd have to say Tony was probably considered one of the premier fighters in the world. Never had an opportunity to prove it. He was in a position to fight for the world championship, scheduled to fight for the world title when he went to prison.
As far as what he could have been, there's no doubt in my mind that he could have become one of the most colorful champions in that era back in the 70s and 80s.
He was a vicious fighter in the ring and a lot of energy, but a lot of hand speed and a lot of skill. And he brought something different to the table than Leonard and Hagler and Hearns. I don't think there's any question that he would have been right there in the mix, and who knows whether he would have been the guy who would have proven to be the one to beat Sugar Ray Leonard.
Tony, as a fighter, as an amateur, was an outstanding amateur. He became a professional, an outstanding professional. He hasn't lost a fight since he was 8 years old.
I make no excuses about what I did, you know. Very young, I grew up fast. By 12, I was using drugs. I had no fault. It wasn't anyone's fault except my own.
He was lost, emotionally, he was conflicted, he was carrying a lot of confusion, hurt. As relentless as he is in the ring, that's how he was on himself.
For me, it would have been a waste of time to do 15 or 16 years, only to come out the same person.
I guess the worst was behind us now, 16 years later, and we're all getting ready. My in-laws are up from Philadelphia, my brother-in-law, where none of us could sleep, of course, that night, just anticipating the next morning. And he was the same way on the inside, and it was exciting. It was real exciting. It was almost like, wow. I couldn't believe that 16 years had gone by.
On his comeback, he decided about a year before he was released from prison that he wanted to become a fighter again. He wanted to see if he could catch lightning in a bottle.
This is a serious boxing career here. He's not looking to fight, you know, the bum of the month. I mean, he's looking to fight legitimate world contenders and for a world championship.
I told him that age was just a number. So who is to say that Tony Ayala Jr. cannot capture what he once had? Who is to say that Torito couldn't challenge for a world title to become a world champion at this stage? So what we have here is a coin in the air. It's a toss-up. The one that can make it a reality is Tony and his destiny.
Losing isn't going to end my life, you know. To me, I'm already a winner. You know, I'm free, man. I could get out, go out, eat whatever the hell I want. And, you know, this thing we call freedom is the greatest thing on earth. And if I win or lose, man, well, I'll give it my best shot. I care enough to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and go run. I care enough to want to win every single fight. I don't care enough about boxing to destroy my life for it either. So, you know, put me where you will.
He's back, Tony El Torito Ayala.
And we are inside Tony's locker room live before all the action goes down. Looking to remain perfect. Campas looking for his 64th knockout. The
Tony
people
keeping it real
in San Antonio getting it done.
We're set for tonight's main event here on Friday Night Fights. Tony Ayala, Yori Boy Campas scoring off in a 10-round middleweight bout in San Antonio, Texas. An emotionally charged atmosphere, some 9,000 or 10,000 strong here at the Freeman Coliseum. Getting set for tonight's main event. Both men getting set to make their way to the ring. For the fight breakdown, we take you inside Atlas's world.
Former champion Yori Boy Campas is by far the best opponent that Tony Ayala will have faced. But the question is, how much does he have left? Offensively, even at age 37, I give Ayala the edge. He's got power and throws a better combination. His favorite weapon is a hammer-like left hook. He's relentless with it and will surely test Yori Boy's ribcage. And like his nickname, El Torito, or Little Bull, suggests, he'll look to bore his way in and do destruction. Campas, like Ayala, lives off the left hook here, following it up with an uppercut. Defensively, Ayala is also better. He's technically very sound at slipping punches, whereas Campas is weak, which could be his downfall tonight. Yori Boy has a habit of landing a solid punch, then taking a picture or waiting to get hit back. He just doesn't move his head or block as well as he should. Against Ayala, that could be dangerous. Also, he stands up straight too much, leaving an inviting target for his opponent. The intangibles. Campas quit in speed tough fights. Will he come to fight tonight? Ayala hit after the bell in 2 fights, resulting in knockdowns. Will he do that again in his hometown? Finally, Campas' eyes swell and cut easily now. Will that determine the outcome of this fight?
Yori Boy Campas, the former IBF junior middleweight champion of the world. In fact, he won the title against another Texas native, Houston's own Raul Marquez. He made 3 defenses of his title before losing to Fernando Vargas. He is from Mexico, from the same town as Julio Cesar Chavez, Jose Luis Ramirez, and baseball legend Fernando Vargas. Yori Boy Campas in his 79th fight as a professional. Coming off the loss to Obakar. And everybody waiting for the appearance of Tony Ayala. He has come out of his locker room. This is the 6th bout in his comeback. 5-0 with 5 knockouts, 21 rounds. But the first real test of his comeback, and Teddy, maybe the first real test of his whole career.
And maybe the first real test of what's left of that chin. You don't know a lot of things after 15, 16 years old. But one of the main things, you don't know how well you can take it. That is the danger in tonight's fight. Will he take it? And if he does, will his chin hold up? He's got a good punch in front of him.
For those long-time ESPN viewers, he was part of tomorrow's champions with Bobby Chaz, Johnny Bumpus, Vinny Pazienza, Rocky Lockridge, Scott Frank, Alex Ramos, Mitch Green, appearing on ESPN and NBC in the early 80s. The mariachi band has been fired up. In 1982, Ring Magazine called him the brightest young fighter since Ray Leonard. He was with Lou Dubin, Shelley Finkel in main events, part of that tomorrow's champions. Was set to fight for the junior middleweight championship of the world. But drugs fueled a rage inside Ayala, a streak that he could not control. And he spent nearly 17 years in jail in New Jersey for rape. He's put his life back together. Remarried his wife, Lisa. Said he did not want to dishonor his boxing memories. He wanted to make sure he was truly committed to return to boxing before he stepped in the ring. That's why he's taken the cautious approach as opposed to the huge financial approach where he could have fought bigger names earlier for bigger cash. Now time for the introductions. Our ring announcer once again, Thomas Triber.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for our featured bout here on ESPN2's Friday Night Fights, and it is brought to you by BMI Fort Worth, Texas, in association with Miller High Life and the Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino in Eagle Pass, Texas. This bout is sanctioned by the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation, and the 3 judges assigned, scoring on a 10-point must system, are Rick Crocker, Joel Elizondo, and Gail Van Hoy. When the bell rings, the referee in charge of the action will be Ruben Guedion. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from the Freeman Coliseum in San Antonio, Texas, it's time for our main event. 10 rounds of boxing in the First, fighting to my right out of the red corner, he's wearing white trunks with red trim and weighed in at 157 3/4 pounds. Coming to us from Navojoa, Sonora, Mexico, he has a professional record of 74 wins, 4 losses, with 63 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the former 2-time champion of the world, Yori boy, Campas. And his opponent tonight, fighting out of the blue corner, he's wearing black trunks with silver trim and weighed in at 157 1/2 pounds. A native of right here, San Antonio, Texas. He is undefeated with 27 wins, no losses, with 24 of those 27 wins coming by way of knockout. Damas y caballeros, please welcome the formerly ranked #1 junior middleweight contender in the world and still undefeated, Tony El Torito Ayala. Once again, your referee in charge now to give the instructions.
All right, we went over the rules in the dressing room. Any questions, Campas? Any questions, Ayala? I'm going to caution
Here
you
are the
again.
rules as
Obey
governed
my
by the
commands at all
Texas
times.
State Athletic Commission for tonight's main event. 3 knockdown rule in effect, no standing 8 count. Only the referee can stop it. Accidental cuts still go to the scorecards after 3 rounds are complete. People ask about Campas maybe on his way down. Tony Ayala says, I don't care what people say. I could cure cancer, AIDS, and the aging process. People will have their opinions of me. I live by my own code. I don't worry about tomorrow. I live for each day. Round 1 underway.
Campas will be his most dangerous early because recently a couple of things happened. He swells up from all the fights he's had. And sometimes he gives up in tough fights, like his last fight with Obaka. He quit on the stool. But it takes a lot to get him to that point. So he'll be dangerous early. He can bang.
Campas with an 81% knockout ratio. All 4 of his losses have been knockout losses, but their names: Felix Trinidad, Jose Lopez, Fernando Vargas, and then his last fight against Obaka. Ayala 27-0, 24 knockouts, 7 first-round knockouts in his career. And the subplot after the Obaka fight, veteran trainer and good guy Miguel Diaz out of Las Vegas walked away from Campas. He said, young man, it's time to retire. But Campas fights on.
You know, the punch that everyone's looking for from Ayala, from both guys for that matter, is that left hook. They both like to use that left hook. And every once in a while you watch Campas, he'll leave a little bit of a slow left hand out there. The right hand could be effective. The right hand counter from Ayala. There it is. There it is again. Take what's there. Right hand is there.
And he mixes the left in for good measure. One of Campas's former trainers, the veteran Hall of Famer Lou Duva, says that if Ayala, and he worked with Tony as well, works the body on Campas, it'll be an easy night for Ayala.
Both these guys have the same strengths and the same weaknesses. They both like the body. They both like left hooks. They both can punch. Ayala is better defensively and technically, even at this point after a long layoff. Campas has always been easy to hit, but he's tough early. Early, he's tough.
Short left on the inside, sneaky punch from Campas. He knows every trick in the book. Ayala makes Campas miss on the inside. Good left hand from Yori boy. See Campas blocking the uppercut from Ayala.
Ayala, the bigger man, not using his size, laying on the ropes like this.
Final seconds of round 1. Both guys have landed some good shots. Ayala the most effective.
About the chin right at the end of the bell. A good left hook landed by Yori boy on that chin of Ayala. Maybe it was good. It was at the end of the round.
The two combined to land 26 power shots in round number 1, according to CompuBox's count. 17 for Ayala, 9 for Campas. Ayala had control the first 2 minutes. Campas had a good final minute of the round. Take a look at the punch numbers in round 1. 10 of 63 for Yori boy, 19 of 66 for Tony Ayala.
Ayala, the bigger man, as we talked about, shouldn't get trapped on those ropes. Maybe looking to counterpunch off him. Doing a little counterpunching as he takes a step and gives a little room to create room to punch. Hey, technically, the smarter guy, Ayala.
Good right hand by Campas on the chin of Ayala.
And Campas is going to be dangerous early.
And you worried about the whiskers of the 37-year-old Ayala, how much he had left there.
I would not have taken this fight at this point by Ayala. Doesn't mean he's not going to win it. I don't know how good my guy's chin is after all those years off. Physically, what is left? What has nature has left in that chin? I don't want to find out with a good banger.
Ayala showing some speed fighting off the ropes. Good left hand from Campas.
Anything dangerous and effective is going to come from that left hand from Campas. Ayala, both hands. Mostly left hook, both hands.
Both men wary and protective of uppercuts.
Hand speed advantage, Ayala. Even though he's been a bigger man his whole career. You know why? He has more pure talent. As a young kid, he had tremendous pure talent.
Short right from Ayala off the ropes. Good counter left hand from Campas.
You can hit Campas with uppercuts too on the inside.
Ted, he seems to be protecting against that.
You're right, he's dropping his glove a little bit underneath his chin to protect against that. He knows that's the punch that can come when he's close.
Wide left to the body, maybe low by Campas.
Good round.
And these 3 minutes flew by. A little different than Coker and Mendoza. Look, as compiled by CompuBox, length of layoff. George Foreman came back to win a title. Primo Carnera came back at the age of 45. Ayala back at the age of 37 now. Round 3 underway, and what has been tremendous action through the first 2 rounds. There's the speed of Ayala.
He's the better man in that department. And he puts more punches together. Again, technically more sound, even at 37.
Of the 30 punches Yant landed by Ayala in round 2, all were power shots.
Campas comes, it's not complicated, comes straight in, takes a lot to give. The question, how much can he take and what can he give? And how soon can he give it?
Ayala lost his mouthpiece. I don't know if it came out from a punch or not. Low in the action. They'll put the mouthpiece back in. Teddy, you know what the other thing is curious about this? This could be a real grueling 10 rounds. And I mean, let's face it, the competition Ayala's been in against in the 5 fights, he's only had 21 rounds. That's another factor. Stamina, conditioning at the age of 37.
What's going to come into play here is how the face holds up for Campas. Does he swell up? And his constitution. Does he give up if it starts getting tough late in the fight? He has done that in 3 of his losses.
Campas doubling up with that left hook to the body. They want him in his corner to work that body.
We talked about size. Campas been naturally a welterweight, moved up to junior middleweight. His whole career, the beginning part, welterweight. Ayala, bigger guy, always a junior middleweight and a middleweight.
Campas trying to double up with the hook. That left hand scored.
Ayala has to be careful he doesn't go defensive too long. He allows Campas to put punches together then.
So much has been made of the comeback of Tony Ayala, not only here in the San Antonio area in Texas, but across the country. And people have flocked to see him, some 9,000 to 10,000 strong here tonight. But there's one thing that Tony Ayala has no interest in being, and that is a role model.
I don't understand this need for people to have heroes. I really don't. I'm not to be anybody's role model. I'm out of prison. I'm certainly not committing any crimes, and I'm not who I was, but I'm certainly not perfect. And I'm not to be taken as a role model because of my past, because of my mistakes. I would really hope that parents out there are doing their job and guiding their own children through their youth and being good role models for them, because if a child needs to look at somebody through television or someone in sports and try to emulate what they do, then their responsibility lies with the parents who are not doing a good enough job, who are too concerned with keeping up with the Joneses or some other distraction. It's not my job to raise anybody's kid. I didn't have them. I don't have kids, and I don't have them for a reason. So, don't lay that burn on me. I don't need that.
And Tony Ayala seems well-grounded, Teddy.
Very honest.
On a variety of topics, and well-spoken there. Very good action fight through 3 rounds. It is a toss-up. Both men have had shining moments. Good combination from Ayala.
The funny thing, you look, you can see the bigger guy is Ayala, but the advantage is his speed. His hand speed and even his mobility. Campas is one way, guys, straight in. Ayala can have a little advantage in what they call boxing. Get his punches off, move around, move to the side a little bit. The question will be if Ayala can keep that up.
Fans here in San Antonio trying to urge Ayala on. Chant of Tony.
Good setup there. Right hand to the body, then nice punches to the head from Ayala. That's what he always did well. The body always set the table by Ayala.
Well, through the first 3 rounds, this fight is 2-1. It could either be 2-1 Ayala or 2-1 Campas. It's been that tight.
What's very unusual here, I talked about it in our opening between the first and second round of our first fight. You expect a point like this in a guy's comeback to have a tough fight. But the funny thing is, this might be the toughest fight Ayala had even when he was at his best.
Right.
That is very unusual in these kind of circumstances. He never was really tested in his first go-around.
Yeah, we showed you that graphic before, the long layoff, and George Foreman was second with 10 years. He was a heavyweight champion of the world before his layoff. Ayala was the #1 contender.
22-0. The closest thing he came to a struggle in that 22-0 was against Mario Maldonado when he was dropped. The only time in Ayala's career. This could be dangerous in these spots by Ayala. I know he's trying to pace himself and then look for a spot, but he's allowing Yori boy to put punches together.
with a double left hand off the ropes. And he works the body. Doing a good job fighting off the ropes near the end of round 4. All right, there's a cut along the left eye of Yori Boy Campas. The referee explains that it was from an accidental clash of heads. They would go to the scorecards after 3 rounds are complete. Tony Ayala, Yori Boy Campas. Round 4 underway, scheduled for 10. We're in San Antonio, Texas. Bob Papa, Teddy Atlas. Glad you could join us here on Friday Night Fights. Great action through the first part of this fight, through the first 4 rounds.
Well, the first part of bad things has happened now for Yori Boy Campas. He's been cut. And that's usually when he starts going downhill a little bit. We'll see how he stands up, having been cut now. His last fight, he got busted up, as we talked about with Overcall. And gradually got beaten down, physically and emotionally. In the end, wound up giving up, as we said earlier.
Campas trying to work the jab.
You have to come right back punching quick with Yori Boy, Bob. You can't go defensive too long because Yori Boy takes a picture when he punches. He poses when he punches. You come right back, you're going to catch him. You're not going to let him put punches together. You go defensive too long, hey, he's going to become a combination puncher. You don't have to let him be a combination puncher. But you can understand why Tony's going to go defensive. He wants to check everything out. He wants to make sure everything's working. He wants to see his defense. Plus, in his mind, he's thinking about pace, maybe a little bit.
There's some blood from the nose of Ayala.
There's no doubt if Ayala gets through this fight with a W, it will be a big development fight. Will improve him at this point. No doubt about it.
Hey, how much does this take away from Campas because of that cut? He's trying to stay on the outside more and box. It's not his game.
No, and the temperament I worry about. All of a sudden, he's not fighting that determined fight he was fighting earlier.
Well, Ayala plodding along. They were then divorced after 6 years while he was in jail. Then they remarried. And Tony credits her with really putting his life back together. He said she was the one that held my hand and gave me a hug in my time of need. With some swab and some cotton in the corner of Campas as they work on that cut on the left eye. Round number 6 underway, scheduled for 10. Great action fight, a lot of power punches. Neither man has been down. Both guys had an opportunity to rock each other. You see Campas pawing at his left eye where the blood continues to trickle.
Now it's probably time for Tony to step it up a little bit. It was a change that last round because of the cut and the attitude of Campas. And knowing the history you know of Campas, that he has been discouraged in fights recently, step it up a little bit.
You know, at the end of the last round, as he went back to his corner, Campas kind of shaking his head, a little frustrated with that cut. Steady scorecard through 5. You have it 49-47.
Bob, there's been 3 times in the career of Campas that he's given it up. Against Jose Lopez in 96, Fernando Vargas in 98, and his last fight against Overcall. Finished on the stool. And you know what happened before he gave it up? He started to get busted up.
Mensa showing good head movement. You wonder, though, if maybe with those things that you mentioned, Teddy, especially in the last fight with Obakar and with Miguel Diaz leaving Campas, that maybe Yori Boy has more resolve, although the blood worsening a bit.
That's a good point, Bob. Pride can come into the factor here. Two Mexican-American fighters, no doubt about it. Little extra pride on the line.
Now it looks like Ayala might be cut on the right eye. Not sure.
Step back. Let's go.
I'm not sure if it's Campas's blood or not. I think Ayala might be cut on the right eye.
Oh, it's been a long time since Ayala's seen his own blood. Let's see how it affects him.
Not sure if it is, Teddy. It could be Campas's blood. Good combination off the rope from Ayala.
See, this is where Ayala should not allow Campas to get punches together. You come right back punching like that with Campas, you're going to break up any combination from Campas because Campas is right there to catch. Even when he's throwing, he's posing.
They pound away at the end of round 6. Left eye. Some swelling under the left eye of Ayala.
This is becoming an intriguing fight. Questions to be answered. How much does Ayala have left? How far will he go if this fight is tough? How far will he reach? And Yori Boy, how far does he want to go? As long as he's being given confidence, Campas that is, he will go further. And he's being given confidence in spots.
Ayala warned for hitting on the break. The corner of Campas wants him to hook to the body. And there he does. He hooks to the body. Ayala doesn't like it. Tony responds. Nice combination by Ayala. It's not a bad thought to go with a 37-year-old's body.
No, it's not. Especially when you're a good body puncher like Yori Boy Campas is. Can't go to the body if you're not good at it. If you're good at it, hey, there's another good body shot, 2 in a row.
Yeah, one right in the middle and then a left hook.
Some choices being made by Ayala right now. Some thinking being done. Some reaching down to be done. Boy, oh boy, he's going to be tested, and he's being tested tonight. As long as Yori Boy came to fight, you knew this was going to be dangerous.
Campas thumps a right hand off the ribs of Ayala.
And you know what? He's not giving up right here, Yori Boy. You know why? He's got a guy in front of him that he can still hit. Even if he's getting hit, he can still hit the guy. There's hope for him. Those other guys he's fought, he wasn't doing a lot of connecting with them because of the styles.
Right. Like Carr gave him movement too. That frustrates a guy.
That will take hope away from him when you can't hit the guy. When you can hit a guy, you can hang in there.
Some good body work here in the round by Yori Boy Campas, and he has Ayala on the retreat. Left and right hooks to the body. Testing the 37-year-old's midsection. Ayala trying to rally, but a good round 7 for Yori Boy Campas. 3 more rounds still to come. Here's Jason and Max.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. We love when the leather flies, and it's going on in our main event. You know what? It's very, very fun to watch it when guys pound, but this one's nice and tight. Which one of these guys thinks that they're having the most fun right now?
Well, actually, Campas is a guy who has quit, but only when the other guy convinces him he can't win. Ayala hasn't done that. I read a great article on the internet on the Cyber Boxing Zone about Tony Ayala gave an interview where he said he loves it in the trenches. That's his favorite part about boxing. Well, he's got to love this. This is like a poor man's version of Hagler and Duran, a lost classic no one talks about. All things considered, the best fight we've had on our almost 2-year run on Friday Night Fights so far.
It's never a poor man's anything on cable, so you have to pay for ESPN2.
Understood.
Let's go back to San Antonio as the fighting action, which has been a tremendous fight here on Friday Night Fights, continues. Gentlemen, take it away.
The corner of Yori Boy Campas. Welcome back to San Antonio.
Seconds out. Let's go, let's go.
Very good round 7 for Yori Boy Campas. Campas threw 104 punches to Ayala's 43. 61 more punches thrown by Campas. He took the fight to Ayala, and Teddy, he's mixing in a consistent diet of body punches.
He's an experienced guy, Campas. He's been active his whole career. 78 fight career, never off more than 7 months. He has hope here. He sees it, and he's getting more confident now, not less. He's pushing Ayala downhill. He sees a little hesitation in Ayala, little doubt.
Ayala swollen under both eyes.
He's doing what an experienced guy should do. Pushing the guy who has stopped punching. Finding out if he can push him a little more.
Teddy, I think the body work in round 6 took away some of Ayala's resolve.
And there was a spot earlier in the fight when Ayala had the edge, and he didn't push it. He's probably sorry right now.
Let's go, right. Let's go.
There's more uncertainty right now from Ayala. He hasn't done this for 17 years. He's not sure of how to feel and act in this situation. Campas has always been his own choice. He knows how he can act. He's been busy, he's been active. It's up to him how he wants that. When he hasn't acted well, it's been his choice.
Counter left hand by Ayala. Campas steps right back in.
Let's go, no pressure. Right, step back. Let's go, step back.
Surprised Campas is not throwing more body punches.
A lot of uncertainty going on with Ayala right now. And you're right. It's not a matter of what Campas can do, it's how much he does do.
And there he just taps Ayala to the body. Left hand from Campas. Another left hand to the chin. There's the right hand.
Yeah, Campas should be really going to work here. It's their fault.
Well, the thing you have to remember, Campas is a former champion. Ayala is not.
As we said, toughest fight in the career, not the comeback, the career of Ayala. And that's a tall order when you consider the guy's been off 17 years.
Double left hand by Campas. Ayala trying to get away from the leather from Yori Boy. 2 more rounds to go. Tremendous action in San Antonio. Continuing, Teddy Atlas, his corner, his father telling the referee, Ruben Carrion, that he has a broken left hand. It happened in round number 3, and the fight is over, and Campas is going to be a winner.
Well, we talked about somebody possibly giving up, but we didn't know it was going to be that guy. And you know what? It's not something that should be a tremendous surprise, because he has had nothing to get him ready for a real tough fight. It was just a matter of whether or not Campas would fight a tough fight, and tonight he did.
Campas goes over to Ayala, duck Teddy. Some cups of beer have come flying to the ring, unfortunately. But Yori Boy Campas lands 166 of 676 punches, and body work starting in round number 6. Ayala 170 of 511.
You could see, I'm not saying his hand's not hurt, but you could see Ayala being discouraged by the body punching and the relentlessness of Yori Boy. And you don't know if the hand is broken. Not until there's an x-ray taken. There's no way you can know.
Teddy, I've been informed. Our producer Rob Biner has told me one of the judges had it like my card, 76-76, and the other 2 judges had Campas ahead, 77-76.
That's how I had it. I had it 77-76. Campas.
Can you hear the emotion of Tony Ayala? The pain.
Mike. We gotta go.
I'm sorry.
Sorry about what?
Tony. Let me see.
Tony. Let me look at it.
Oh, okay.
Tony, what's going on? How you doing? How you doing? Where is the body? In the rib?
Wife Lisa.
The tough part of this business.
You see Ayala, his right eye swollen nearly shut. His left eye nearly closed.
Pick him up or send him off over to the Knicks or either one, okay?
But Ayala suffers a broken hand, cannot continue.
Essentially, I want to do this to him. You wrap him like you normally do in here without the
Now you hear
hand.
the doctor saying he wants the hand wrapped.
Okay. All right. You going to be able to do that for him? All right. Not a lot of work done in the corner with the end swell.
Fighting with one hand, man.
Before it ever got to this point, as the swelling was starting to increase round by round.
Give me the tape. Give me the...
Tony Ayala not able to answer the bell for the start of round number 9. Campas was ahead on 2 of the judges' scorecards by a point. One of the judges had it even. Campas landing 143 of 588 power shots, and Teddy in round number 6, he started a steady diet of body attacks, and that slowed Ayala down. Now Ayala waving his cap to the 9 or 10,000 strong here at the Freeman Coliseum. What a performance by both men.
It was a terrific fight. And I know it's easy to say now, but Campas was just the wrong guy to take this early into the comeback. Because we said if he came to fight, it could be real tough. And you know what? He came to fight tonight.
And Campas answers the accusations that he has done. He showed resolve when Ayala had his way earlier in the fight. Campas hangs in there, and he is a winner by TKO. Here's Jason and Max.
Great left hook.